beneath the canopy, something waited, carved into mud, hidden under tangled vines, a stone step, perfectly rectangular, impossibly smooth, 180 kilometers from the nearest village. No roads, no trails, no civilization, just green. But something had been here. Something had built this. And beneath 3,000 years of silence, an entire city slept. But this was only the first clue. Ecuador's Upano Valley, a wilderness so dense, even satellites couldn't see through it. But in 2024, everything changed. LiDAR, light, detection, and ranging. Laser pulses fired from aircraft, cutting straight through the jungle canopy, revealing what the forest tried to hide. Here's the strange part. LiDAR doesn't record images. It measures distance. Millions of laser points strike the canopy. The computer removes the trees, and whatever remains underneath appears. For the first time, the forest became transparent. And when the data rendered, the impossible appeared. More than 6,000 structures, plazas, ceremonial mounds, massive earthworks, road networks stretching 25 kilometers, all invisible from the surface, all buried beneath centuries of growth. But this wasn't the shocking part. The scans were checked, verified, confirmed. This wasn't a village, it was a megacity, older than the Roman Empire, built to house tens of thousands, and somehow the world forgot it existed. The Amazon rainforest, 5.5 million square kilometers of the most hostile environment on Earth, 98% humidity, rain that falls in solid sheets, heat that feels alive, life, aggressive, relentless life, devouring everything in its path. But here's the unsettling truth. What the jungle consumes, it erases. Thorns as long as fingers, roots twisting across ancient roads, the canopy blocking 90% of sunlight, turning the ground into a dim green twilight. If a civilization rose here and the jungle reclaimed it, how many others disappeared before anyone even knew they existed? Causeways 5 meters wide lie buried beneath moss, stretching into shadow like highways frozen in time, built 25 centuries ago, still standing. But what survived is only a fraction of what once was. The jungle is not empty. At night, the forest comes alive. Jaguars, silent, patient. 120 kilograms of pure predator. Yellow eyes watching from the shadows, and that's only the danger you can see. Venom moves through the undergrowth. Botflies burrow beneath skin. Brazilian wandering spiders, their bite unleashing hours of agony before a cardiac arrest. Fer-de-lance vipers coiled in leaf litter, one strike, and blood refuses to clot. The Shuar people call this place Tapacha, the forbidden ground. They speak of ancestors who entered and never returned, not from curses, but because the jungle shows no mercy. Out here, death has 1,000 faces, and it guards the past with all of them. To walk through this jungle is to walk on ghosts. What seems natural is anything but. Beneath the mud lie plazas 300 meters wide, terraces, drainage canals, ceremonial platforms, architecture carved with intention, with precision. But the deeper scans revealed something stranger. After heavy rains, fragments rise from the soil. Pottery, jaguar motifs, serpent patterns, not primitive. Art, culture, memory, a world we never imagined. LiDAR exposed even more. Plazas linked by raised roads, agricultural terraces engineered with surgical detail, ceremonial mounds as tall as 3-story buildings, a layout rivaling ancient Greek city-states, not in style, but in scale, in ambition. And here's where the story turns. For centuries, scholars believed the Amazon was too hostile for large civilizations, too wet, too dense, too wild. But the evidence says otherwise. Before European contact, millions lived here. They built megacities, engineered landscapes, prospered. Then disease swept through the interior, smallpox, traveling faster than any explorer. By the time Europeans arrived, entire populations had collapsed. 90% mortality in some regions, cities abandoned overnight, the jungle reclaiming them in decades. History erased them, silenced them, until now. 1925. British explorer Percy Fawcett disappears into the Amazon. Hunting for a lost city he called Zede. People called him delusional, but he had been right. The cities were real. He simply never lived long enough to prove it. 1914. Theodore Roosevelt descends the River of Doubt. Fever takes minds. Rapids take lives. Infection nearly takes Roosevelt himself. He emerges months later. 25 kilograms lighter. Forever changed. He calls the Amazon green hell. He wasn't wrong. The jungle takes its toll. Leishmaniasis, a parasite carried by sandflies. It starts as an itch. Then flesh swells. Red streaks creep through the skin. Left untreated, it eats tissue, destroys organs, kills slowly. Malaria, dengue, yellow fever. The Amazon doesn't simply hide its secrets. It protects them violently. Some truths it refuses to surrender. The Upano Valley was only one site. LiDAR teams in Bolivia uncovered similar structures. Brazil revealed fortified settlements, all hidden, all forgotten. But here's the thing. Less than 1% of the Amazon has been scanned with LiDAR. Beneath that endless canopy lie roads, plazas, entire cities, evidence of millions of lives, vast civilizations. What we've seen so far are only fragments, glimpses, shadows. The jungle holds its secrets close, and maybe it always will. But in 2024, new LiDAR scans detected something else, deeper anomalies beneath the Upano Valley, patterns no one fully understands. Some believe they're older foundations, structures beneath the structures already discovered. Others think they're seeing multiple generations of cities, built, abandoned, built again, across centuries. But until the next survey, no one can say for sure. No one knows what's down there. What else is buried under all that green? How many cities vanished before anyone ever learned their names? If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the next mystery.